Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Live in Conversation. I am your host, Daphnée Antoine. I'm an entrepreneur sharing resources to help families thrive in conversation with my lovely co-host,
Hi, I'm Daphnée Camilien.
attorney Daphnée Camilien. All right, hello, welcome. It is Wednesday. We are live in conversation. Today is a special show because we started live in conversation last year, August 26th. Did you see that, Daphne?
Oh, I forgot. I knew it was coming up. I didn't even realize. Oh my gosh, a
I sent
year.
it to you. And
I
I just sent it to you today. So yeah, so obviously today is Wednesday the 25th, but
right.
then we started last year, Wednesday the 26th. So tomorrow the 26th will be our first year of been doing this live in conversation, sharing information, sharing resources, just being like a resource for our community. You know, when I say our community, the whole Chicago and wherever you are watching from, because the resource that we share is, national. So with that being said, before we get started, I already see the love, so thank you. Come on, share it, comment, give us some questions. Let us know going forward what would you like to see, and then let's start with a disclosure.
Sure. So, I'm an attorney, and so anything. So, just to let everyone know, the show is for information purposes only, as well as entertainment. So, I am an attorney. Anything I say does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. And I would, if any information is given out this evening, and you want more information, especially regarding legal stuff, please consult an attorney. Renee is a financial entrepreneur. Anything she says does not enter you in any type of fiduciary relationship with Renee, dealing with financial services. As if you want a professional, please seek Renee out, or any financial services professional.
Awesome, awesome. So with that, being that tomorrow will be our first year anniversary of Live and Conversation, that's gonna be our topic of the day. Uh, let me stop that. So maybe like your input, maybe kind of some of your thoughts for the past year we've been doing this. What have you learned? Uh, Kind of how you feel about it.
It's been a
I'll put you on the spot. I know.
I don't know, it's fine. I can't believe it's like I felt like it was coming, but wow. I think that it's definitely held me, and I think I would say us, accountable, to each other, to try to make sure that we are here every week, talking about what's going on. We have grown the way we've done stuff. We've evolved the way we've done our platform, the way we do the whole lives and conversation. So we've experimented with different things, and I think this has been the best so far, in the way that we each kind of talk about what's going on, talk about what's going on, and give our input, and go back and forth. So that's been good. I hope we've been informational, like giving a lot of information out to the community. So I do hope that we've had that impact. But I'm excited. I want to see what next year brings. But it's been really good. It's been quick, and a lot
It
of
has been.
right. So and they say it's time flies when you're having fun. So that's always a good thing. So we'll see. We'll see for what the future holds. But this has been good. It's exciting.
Awesome, awesome. I agree. It's been a pleasure doing this with you.
Mhm.
Lots of information, obviously. So I've enjoyed it. So hopefully, I hope more of you will come on and see this live, because there's a lot of good information, and sharing it and commenting, and then send us your questions, because like I said, I'm all about sharing resources. And then so if there's something that you want to know about, like information you need to know, and as a matter of fact, I've been doing that, but I'm just gonna be more intentional about doing that, sharing more resources with you all that we can take advantage of, because sometimes we just don't know. And so I'm proud that we've been able to do that. and hopefully you found that useful as well. On a sadder note,
Yeah.
so we are, I guess, 2 weeks now. On August 14th, I woke up to the news that Haiti once again faced a huge, devastating earthquake, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake hitting most of the southern part of Haiti. So the Jeremy and the Okai. And so, like, what is your thought about that? What maybe some of what have you heard, and then obviously your experience, and then I will share mine as well. And so this conversation is gonna be really talking about how we are supporting and how you can join us as well. But before we do that, let's talk about what happened.
Sure. So, as you stated, the earthquake occurred on the 14th. That it was devastating news. They were aftershocks felt for a long time. And this magnitude was even bigger than the earthquake that devastated Haiti in 2010. So, just to give a backstory of what's been going on in Haiti, the past, like, let's even say 3 months, right? Which has just been a whirlwind. So in the past 3 months, you've had President Jovenel Moise on July 7th was assassinated. You had an interim prime minister who's now been replaced by another interim prime minister. You've had promises of elections that have been postponed. Everyone was kind of waiting and seeing. Before that, there was a lot of gang violence and some type of just political unrest. So that's kind of like the atmosphere this earthquake occurred in. It happens in the south of Haiti, so it's not as populous as Port-au-Prince, the capital, which may have lessened the effects of death. But one person dying from this earthquake or a result of it is one person too much. So because that's a family member that was lost. So it's super sad. There are thousands of people who are injured. There's also thousands of people whose homes have been ruined. So there's a lot of relief efforts. Then you also have the trust issues, right? So people are remembering 2010. People are saying, "Well, I donated to this NGO, and I kept hearing reports that nothing happened in Haiti. How come it wasn't rebuilt? I'm not going to donate now." So there's that feeling also going on. There's just so many things,
Yeah.
so it's sad.
It is sad indeed. Like you said, a life is a life.
Yeah.
So the earthquake happened, yet it was not as, I guess, devastating as 2010 because Port-au-Prince is more condensed. And
Right.
then so the southern parts are not, so hence why it's a lesser death toll. But then either way, there were a lot of damages, a lot of death, and a lot of broken homes. And then so I'm glad you touched on the point of how there's uncertainty now in regards to people who want to help, people who want to donate, and kind of, do you want to elaborate more on kind of the feelings of about that, and how maybe more Haitian organization want to take the lead role and
Right.
the front role in providing aid, and how are you, I know you are the president of Hala, maybe talk about your the coalition right now and how we are taking the front lead in helping.
Yeah, there's if you talk to a lot of Haitians in diaspora, you talk to just people in general who are not even of Haitian descent, but who felt just really affected by the earthquake in 2010 and wanted to help, right? So they donated, whether it was $1 or $5 or $50, whatever. And hoping, and people donated clothes and supplies, and they really was a huge effort. Billions of dollars were given to these organizations so that they can, with the trust that they were going to go into Haiti and rebuild infrastructure, help rebuild infrastructure, rebuild homes, really do something for the people. But 10 years later, there was some stuff that was done, but not what people felt could have been. The majority of the money, they didn't feel like it was. I don't want to go into the politics of what happened. I don't know exactly what happened. People have their theories, but we're not there. We're not a part of the organizations. So I don't want to, go too deep into that. But what that left, though, is kind of like a sour taste. So now we're in 2021 and people see, that there's, they're like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. Let's please, help these people. But I don't want to give to the same organization as I did before because I don't trust them anymore. Right. So, it's understandable. I think that I've been guilty of this. Like, you see something, you donate. I think we got to do our research. I am a part of the Haitian American Lawyers Association. I'm the outgoing president. There will be a new president in a couple months. But that organization, we're in the Chicagoland area. A lot of Haitian organizations are currently have formed a coalition, and the purpose of this coalition is for us to definitely fundraise, right? Put all of our money into a pot, and we are going to we're vetting these organizations and we're going to give them money to help people in Haiti. And the part of what we were interested, and I'll say I'm interested too, is hopefully getting an organization that not only is actually doing work in Haiti, but also that's doing work in the area, right? In this happened in Petit Toitenip, this happened in Plaisance, this happened in Jeremy, all these Okai, all of these are towns in the south of Haiti. I want the little charity that a couple, that we know is doing, that's, not a big name, that's already has a school or, some type of church or whatever, that's already doing work in the community, but inside of those areas. So, yeah, so there's, like I said, lots of stuff going on. There's a GoFundMe for the Chicago Coalition for Haitian Relief. And that's what we're working with, and they're vetting these organizations. That's Chicago. There's lots of others we can probably put up. Partners in Health is the internet. So Chicago Coalition for Haiti Relief is a local organization, Chicagoland area. If we want to talk about a national organization, we got Partners in Health. I think it's PIH.org. Partners in Health. They have a hospital in Haiti right now. They're bringing a team. They brought a team of doctors to the area. They, after the earthquake, one of the things that they did is they built that hospital, right? So that's money that was donated, that was raised, and that went to building an actual hospital in Haiti. They employ over 5,000 Haitians to do work in Haiti, local Haitians. So they do work. Disclaimer, I have a friend that works for Partners in Health. So that's why I'm very well, a little bit more versed in this organization. There is, I think it's NIA, National Haitian Elected Officials. They have, they're getting money, decimating money to different organizations as well. They're vetting on a national level, so that's not just Chicago. So you can Google, and I'll put that in the chat in a second, but National Haitian American elected officials. Once again, these are all elected officials throughout the United States of Haitian descent. They've gotten together. Their organization is taking money as well. Those are national organizations. If you're in Chicago, Congress to Fortify Haiti, they are also raising money. So, and then this on the bottom, this I did not talk about North Side Chicago, North Side.
I'll talk about that. That's
okay.
Fine.
She'll talk about that. Okay.
Yes.
So she's gonna go ahead. That's a good transition. Sorry.
No. But thank you for trying to share it. So, in addition to being a full-time mom, church secretary, entrepreneur. I recently founded my organization, Compassion for Transformation. That's obviously we are a group of people, so it's not just me. And initially, we wanted to just focus on education, employment, and entrepreneurship opportunities, for Haitian youth and adults, so they can have a way to sustain themselves independently of, with dignity. And then so we started, and the thing is, I've been doing work in Haiti, I would say, since 2010, if not longer than that. So part of my personal philanthropy has been going to Haiti and assist a church. So in 2014, I was in Haiti. I was in La Tibonite and Verret, so that we were able to provide food to the children, school supply. And my husband and I, he's from Jeremy. He was born in Jeremy, and then ever since he's been here, we've been doing, some type of benevolent work in Jeremy. So whether that be food kits, or when Matthew happened, we literally give the people cash envelopes so they can do, whatever they wanted to do with it. My mom is a pastor. She has a church in Haiti. She built it from ground up, personal funds. And she also has another church that she's building in one of the affected areas. And then, so, with that being said, is that I was planning a mission trip in December to just focus on education, and then the earthquake happened. And then, so, yes, we will continue the mission trip in December to help children with going back to school. Obviously, with the earthquake now, in those areas, most likely school is gonna be delayed. So, which means there's still opportunities to invest in children who may need assistance to go to school. Even the parents, especially the young adults who may need assistance to learn a trade, so they can have a career. We still wanna focus on that. The earthquake, though, is immediate need, so people now need immediate access to food, to water, to hygiene kits. And then, so right now, I've always been working with the Evangelical Christian Church of Haiti. So right now, through my church here in Uptown in Chicago, we are collecting funds to send directly to the pastor and to some of our other partners in Jeremy, so that they can provide those family with food kits and hygiene kits. And then, so if that's something that you want to you want to join forces with us. So the other day I was in an interview where I said Haiti has been going through a lot, and a lot of you may know some of the history of Haiti, a lot of you may not. But right now, Haiti is in a situation where the people need immediate help, and Haitians are very proud.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not to just give aid, just it's not like a just giving out. Okay, it's an opportunity to help somebody because of a natural disaster. And going forward, we will continue to focus on our mission trip to help people be self-sustaining, to have careers, to have businesses where the situation will change not only for one person but for families and for communities. And then, so if you want to join with us, again, the website is nschurchofgod.org. This is basically collecting the donation to the church so that your donation can be tax deductible. And please, 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 put select fund compassion for transformation. And so, as Daphne was saying earlier, um, the Haitians organization want to take the front lead, okay, of helping and assisting. And then, so, just like in the US, people are from different part of Haiti. So just because you donate to an organization That doesn't mean that you cannot donate to the other organization. It means that different people work in different areas, and then most people typically do benevolent work in the home state or in the home city. So we will be sending fund to Jeremy. The pastor is gonna be going to Okai, and he told me two more location. I can definitely put that to you all. So if you from those town, go ahead and donate to the church, NSchurchofgod.org, Compassion for Transformation. But maybe you from somewhere else, and then you want to work with one of the organizations from those areas. You can definitely check out the coalition, and then you'll be able to see which organization work in which part, and then you can then make a donation to the coalition, and it's gonna be distributed to those organization. Anything you want to add, Daphne?
No, I just if you could put, I mean, it's up to you, but if you could put the websites of your church and your link to the compassion. How do you say compassion?
Compassion for Transformation.
Compassion. I have to remember that. Compassion for transformation. So they make sure that they donate to the correct. The money goes directly to that fund.
Exactly.
And then also perhaps some of those other links. So people, I mean, do your research, right?
Yes.
So like that's why I would tell people, like, even people who are asking me and perhaps complaining a little bit about, and it's understandable, but I say, you don't, if you don't want to do a national organization, you're like, I just want to, hit the ground running. Do some of these smaller groups, they do as much work as, do great work as well too. And they're going, like Renee said, she's going to Germany, she's going to the area that was affected, and they have a personal connection in the fact that, her family, her husband is from there. So those are the things. And I had said I had a personal connection, Partners in Health. I know that, I'll even speak of Haitian Congress to Fortify Haiti. After the 2010 earthquake, they sent drones, of supplies to people. So, sorry, you might be hearing echo in the back because I can hear it on here. But they sent drones and supplies. So this is personal knowledge. So these are just different organizations. If you are not interested in these, do your own research and see how you can help. Go volunteer at an organization. There's always something we all can give. One way or another, we all can give.
Yes, I definitely agree, and I definitely understand the frustration when it came to, okay, like, so there was an article in BBC that says $5.3 billion was donated to Haiti. Okay, 5.3 billion, and then so if we are, I mean, if we can just look at Haiti's situation right now, we can all agree that $5.3 billion was not invested in Haiti. Okay, so people see that. Okay, and it's especially people are saying, okay, there should have been plans, okay, for emergency plan for situation like that.
Sure.
So that money could have been invested in infrastructure so that people wouldn't lose their homes for situation, because they kept saying that, more earthquake is gonna happen. Okay, so if more earthquake is gonna happen, then therefore we cannot be on a kind of like, when it happened and then now we're trying to provide aid, but we want to plan ahead. Okay, we should be able to plan ahead. There should be, infrastructure in place so that people is not in a situation where they're homeless, not even having tents. Okay, and then people are still waiting on doctors and medical assistants from different part of the city. And so there should have been, medical facilities in each city. So I think that's what people are frustrated about. But at the end of the day, I definitely understand your frustration. But if we just say we're not gonna help because of that, then it's the people who need the help the most who's gonna suffer. So that's basically what I want to add to that. So like Daphnée said, do your research, do your research. Obviously, if there's a organization that you connected to, that you feel that, okay, I've seen the work, I know what they can do, then do that. And maybe some of you have followed us, has followed Daphnée, and we are people of integrity, and you want to either donate to the GoFundMe for the coalition, go ahead and do that. If you want to donate to my organization, where we're gonna send the money directly to the pastor in Haiti and to our connection in Jeremy, so go ahead and do that. But at the end of the day, I don't think any of us can just turn a blind eye and say this is not my problem.
No.
So that's all I want to add. I appreciate all of you who join. I appreciate all the love, all the likes, and please share this information. And as a matter of fact, I know a lot of us, been struggling with COVID. So
Hmm.
maybe some of us don't have the funds, but you can send this information to someone who may have the fund. So anything that you can do, whether it's to make a donation or whether it is to share this life, we encourage you. And then one last thing you can do is, maybe one more thing that we can do is educate ourselves about Haiti, because
Yeah.
what we've been a lot of I don't even want to say a lot of what we've been hearing about Haiti is because we've only been hearing one thing about Haiti,
Right.
which is that it is struggling, it's poor, but Haiti is so much more than that. And unfortunately, we've been dealt some, I don't want to say we've been dealt a bad hand, but we've had disasters after disasters, not only natural disasters but political crisis as well. But I think it's important that we don't forget the people. So don't just look at I guess the nation, but we can look at individual people who, after so many chaotic situation, has continued to live, to
Right.
survive. But it's time that we can help them thrive. And then the way that we can help them thrive is not just to do charity, but it's to empower people through entrepreneurship, through education, through compassion. Because at the end of the day, if we can be compassionate to our neighbors, to see to know to educate ourselves about the history, to see how Haitian has played a major role in, I don't want to even say just the Caribbean, but I can honestly say the whole world. So we've made our contribution, but I think it's time that some of that can be returned to us. And then most of you may think that, well, Haiti has been in aid. There's a lot of story to it. So let's be compassionate toward our brothers and sisters. Let's help however we can. Do our research, obviously, and let's educate ourselves about the Haitian history. Anything you want to add, Daphne?
No, I mean, I've said I agree with you 150%. That's really important,
Awesome.
right? Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So once again, if you want to make a donation to the coalition, so you can go to GoFundMe.com and type Chicago Coalition for Haiti Relief. You will be able to see all of the organizations that part of this coalition, including the Haitian American Lawyer Association that Attorney Camilien is the outgoing president for. And my organization is Compassion for Transformation. We are currently accepting funds through my church, Northside Church of God. And then so the website is nschurchofgod.org. So that's nschurchofgod.org. And the fund, you have to select the fund Compassion for Transformation so that we know that any donation made under the fund Compassion for Transformation go directly to support Haiti survivors. And then so the money is gonna go to the Evangelical Christian Church of Haiti, one of our partners. We also have individual in Jeremy that we're gonna do a full distribution as well. And then so if you are from those spots and you wanna connect with me, you can do that under the live, or obviously if you're watching from Facebook, you can just send me a messenger. All right. I'm so appreciative of all of you who join, and please share this live, and then you can obviously make a social media post and let people know that these are some ways that they can help the Haitian earthquake survivors. This has been live in conversation with Daphnée Camilien and Daphnée Antoine, the two Daphnés. And it's also a 1 year anniversary show, even though it's gonna be tomorrow. Anything you want to add, Daphnée?
No, just that we will see you next week, and we hope to see you a year from now as well.
Awesome. Yes, indeed. So we will see you next week. Donate, share, and help however you can. I'm gonna end with a quick prayer for Haiti, so that we can just close this out and for our 1 year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to be live in conversation as we are celebrating our first year. And we also want to be a help to our brothers and sisters who's going through this devastating earthquake in Haiti. We know that God, all things, Father, all things can work together for the good of those who love you, Jesus. Father, at this moment, we are asking for peace. We are asking for comfort, oh God, and we are also asking for provision for everyone who's affected by this earthquake, God. May it, anybody who's still under the rumble, anybody they haven't found yet, any life out there, oh God, we ask that, Father God, you help them recover, help them recover, not only the lives, oh God, but help people to come to Hades aid, to the survivors aid, so that they can recover emotionally and economically. Father, we give you all the glory, and we thank you for every person who's gonna answer this call to be a neighbor to Haiti. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Daphne. Happy 1 year. I will see you next Wednesday
See you
and live
next week.
in conversation.
Bye.
See y'all later. Thank you for showing up. And oh, we have a few comments. Let me go through one through that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shaw says JD Smith shy. Maybe she's letting us know somewhere we can connect or reach out. But I will look into that and I will reach out to Shaw. She's a freelance writer sharing information on the Southside community. And then Mr. Asia Kantav, congratulations to you. Says happy anniversary, keep up the great work. Yes, so today I actually was passing through downtown and I was in Lakeshore and I was on the GPS and it said
Mm,
turn right into Jean Baptiste Pont du South Lakeshore.
nice. Nice.
So yeah, so I heard it. The only reason I'm saying that is because for those of you who may not know, Haiti and Haitians made a lot of major contribution to the world, not only to the world but to the U.S. And so one of those contribution is we have a Haitian man, Jean-Baptiste Point de Sable, who is considered to be the founder of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was the first settler, I mean, to be in the area, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then so to be living in the area, to trade in the area, and so he's considered to be the founder of Chicago. And Mr. Ezel Kantav is the president of the DeSab Heritage Association, and him, along with other few people, advocated for those of us who are from Chicago, may know of Lakeshore Drive. And if like I have been driving around Lakeshore today, you will know that it's called Jean Baptiste Point du Sable Drive in honor of the contribution of this Haitian man who founded the third largest city in the US. And so this is kind of some of the histories that I was talking about, of
Mm-hmm.
how Haitians, we have contributed so much to this world. And some may say that maybe that's why we are paying for it, but that's a conversation for another day. For another day. And then so if those of you who love Louisiana and who love Creole food, you will know that Haiti is one of the reasons that Louisiana is part of the US. And it's to the fact that we were able to defeat a colonizer, and then they had no interest in the North America anymore, and therefore they sold it for pennies on the dollar to the US, hence Louisiana. That's just a few quick history and fact, and how Haiti has contributed to the world. Being that we are the first black independent nation, we led the way. Not only we led the way by example, but we also led the way by physically assisting so many countries gain the independence as well. So we are a force to be reckoned with. This earthquake will not pull us down, and I know for a fact that by God's grace and by our ability to come together, and by different people who may have a compassionate heart to help us do that with dignity, we will thrive again. With that being said, this is Winnie Antoine and Daphne Winnie Antoine. No, Daphnée Camilien. That's too many Daphnes. Daphne Winnie Antoine and Daphnée Camilien live in conversation. Bye for now. See you next week.
Bye. Bye.